Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, party supporters, my fellow Bodden Tongers, fellow candidates and committee members. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to be here with you again this evening to offer my support to my political colleague and fellow Bodden Tonger, Mr. Robert Bodden, and to those of you who has friends, relatives, and who can vote in the constituents of Bodden Town West. I am also seeking your support in the upcoming general election on May the 24th, 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, running as a candidate is a profound decision. A decision no one should make on the basis of media hype or personal ambitions alone. And before I committed myself and my family to this race, I wanted to be sure that this was right for us, and more importantly, right for the country. Over the past few weeks, I've been asked the question, and that is, why should I vote for you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm compelled to answer this question, only to say that I want to make sure that every citizen in this country have the same opportunities. I also care about the less fortunate, about workers having a collective voice in the workplace, about having our senior citizens getting the care they need. I want to be the voice for those that can speak up for themselves. I want to be an advocate on their behalf, one that stands up and fight for justice and do the right thing, even if it's convenient or uncomfortable. The Bible says, speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. Proverbs 31 verses 8 and 9. But most of all, ladies and gentlemen, I truly care about you. One of my goals is to develop a senior citizen program. The program will ensure that all senior citizens and persons who have reached retirement age have access to proper health care, legal aid, a senior citizen discount card, and an electronic benefit transfer debit card, similar to a debit card that can be used just similar like cash to pay for food at the local supermarkets. The program will also find work for individuals who have reached retirement age and are still willing to work. I will work with the Cayman Democratic Party to eliminate the inconvenience of seniors having to travel to Jamaica for U.S. visas, either by having a member of the United States consulate team visit the island monthly or by mailing the application to the U.S. Embassy. Further, I would like to add that the Cayman Democratic Party is committed to increasing the financial assistance for the elderly, disabled, seamen, and veterans from $550 to 1,000 Cayman Islands dollars per month, subject to a means assessment. I will also work with the Cayman Democratic Party to secure at least 100 scholarships annually for persons residing in the District of Bodden Town. These scholarships will be a combination of both local and international scholarship. I will also work with my colleague from the Cayman Democratic Party to implement a scholarship program to be called the Cayman Islands Students Assistance Program. This program will assist Caymanian students whose family has an annual household income of less than $50,000. The benefit of this program is that anyone who qualifies will receive 100% funding for all study-related expenses, including a monthly subsistence, so that the student can support themselves at a minimum level. Once this program is implemented, I envision at least 20 scholarships under this program will be earmarked for both Bodden Town East and Bodden Town West. In an effort to reduce crime, I will work closely with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service to ensure adequate policing is done throughout the constituents of Bodden Town East and West. I will also promote and support the current neighborhood crime watch programs that currently exist and advocate for more to be established in the surrounding areas, and encourage partnerships within the community whereby police officers can work closely with the local citizens and community agencies in designing and implementing a variety of crime prevention strategies and problem-solving measures. In order to achieve the tasks laid out at the district level, I, along with the Cayman Islands Democratic Party, is committed to establishing a district council in the District of Bodden Town in accordance with the 2009 Constitution, which provides for an advisory council, which will act as an advisory body to the elected member of the Legislative Assembly. In addition to what was mentioned earlier, the Cayman Islands Democratic Party has set out 15 core principles for making the Cayman Islands a better place, whilst building a strong and sustainable economy, at the same time ensuring the preservation of our tradition and heritage, protection of our people, our environment, as well as maintenance of the core value of honesty, integrity, transparency, accountability, and good governance. These core principles range from putting the interests of Caymanians first, educating and training of Caymanians, ensuring a fair working wage for all, empowering the youths, protecting the poor, the elderly, the disabled, and the disadvantaged, just to name a few. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, our economy is changing rapidly, and that means profound change for hard-working men and women. Unemployment is becoming more frequent amongst Caymanians, and employers are making Caymanians redundant for frivolous reasons. Our immigration and labor laws need to be strengthened, and Caymanians are living from hand to mouth. Today, families are unhappy, even worried about themselves and their future. Some people can't pay their mortgage, and most young people can't afford one. Where students can't afford the education they need, and the middle-class parents watch the dream they hold for their children evaporate. Our families are in distress. We cannot hesitate and we cannot delay. Our families can't afford to keep on waiting and hoping for a solution. They can't afford to watch another month of unpaid bills pile up. They cannot afford to watch another month of unpaid bills pile up, another semester of tuition slip out of reach, another month where instead of saving for retirement, they dip into their savings just to get by. We also recognize that an increasing number of Caymanians are losing their homes because of difficulties complying with their mortgage obligations. Today, there are more families living below the poverty line than ever before. More families are in trouble, more and more people who need help but can't find it. Even worse, our elderly struggle on a daily basis and cannot afford the basic needs. Like the senior citizen who I met, who is sick and can't afford medical attention, I must say loud and clear that help is on its way. The Cayman Democratic will reinstate the mortgage assistance program, ensuring that as many homeowners as possible are able to save their homes from foreclosure. This will be a priority for the new Cayman Democratic Party government, and as such, we will provide immediate assistance to those affected, including collaborating with the local banks and other financial institutions to restructure these loans and save Caymanian homes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cayman Democratic Party share in your pains and in your success, sharing of benefits and the burden for the good of all, feeling one another's pain, sharing one another's blessing, reasonably, honestly, fairly, without respect to race or sex or geographic or political affiliations. We speak for the middle class, the people not rich enough to be worry-free, but not poor enough to be on welfare. The middle class, those people who work for a living because they have to, not because someone told them it was a convenient way to fill the intervals between birth and eternity. Young professionals, men and women in small businesses, desperate for the capital and contracts that they need to prove their worth. We speak for the young people demanding an education and a future. We speak for senior citizens. We speak for senior citizens who are terrified by the idea that their pension is not enough to sustain them. I believe and recognize that at the center of the matter, we are connected one to another. That the problem of a retired school teacher is our problem, and that the struggles of a disabled man and woman to survive and live decently is also our struggle. That the hunger of a woman, our children, and our senior citizens is also our hunger. But challenging as they are, it is not the magnitude of our problems that concerns me the most. It's the smallness of our politics. We have to change our policies and come together around our common interests and concerns. Bodden Tongers, I say to you tonight that this won't happen by itself. A change in our politics can only come from you, from people across our country who believe there is a better way and are willing to work for it. So, in the midst of the enormous challenges we face today, I have great confidence and hope about the future, because I believe in each and every one of you. Fellow Bontongers, I say to you tonight, we have work to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it is widely accepted that the current minimum wage is too low. However, the Cayman Democratic Party wants to ensure a fair working wage for all. Everyone who is legitimately employed in the Cayman Islands, irrespective of which industry, should be guaranteed a livable wage. A fair wage should at the very least cover the worker and his family's basic needs and provide enough for at least a modest discretionary income. The Cayman Democratic Party is also committed to working with our business leaders and partners who share these values to ensure that these minimum standards are achieved and adhered to by all. As a party, we are equally committed to reducing the cost of living. Ladies and gentlemen, as a government, I will work with my colleagues, Cayman Democratic Party, to increase the duty allowance for all Caymanian residents returning home from international travel. The increase will be from 350 Cayman Islands dollars per person to 500 Cayman Islands dollars per person. When elected, I will work with my colleagues to develop a comprehensive small business program. The mission of the small business program is to foster job creation and support the growth of new and existing businesses by providing capacity building information, funding, tools, and resources. My main focus, however, is to develop and empower small businesses in order to strengthen their businesses. My main focus, however, is to develop and empower small businesses in order to strengthen their business capabilities and serviceability. I also know this, that right now, somewhere in this island, a small business is at work with the next big idea, where an entrepreneur is drafting plans for the startup that will transform an industry. And as your representative, my goal is to keep these ambitions alive. The new Cayman Democratic Party will promote and protect the nation's financial service industry to ensure that the industry remains viable and sustainable in a changing and more competitive and regulated environment. We will upgrade and expand the National Tourism Management Plan, promote more investment, attempt to open new markets, seek new airlift, and improve training of Caymanians to expand and enhance the tourism industry. The Cayman Democratic Party will revisit the current pension law and make any amendments necessary for the benefit of the citizens of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, this may be a very controversial subject amongst politicians, and it is term limits. But I feel that is a conversation that has to be had with you, the people. And I want to be the first candidate to go on record to publicly say that I support term limits for all politicians. I support a maximum of 3 terms, and once implemented, it will be retroactive. 2 of the reasons why I'm supporting term limits are very simple. It reduces the possibility of any potential corruptions among politicians, and it also creates opportunities for younger persons with new ideas to advance this country forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of hard work to be done. Let us begin this hard work together. Let us transform this country. And as our economy changes, let's be the generation that ensure every Caymanian share in our prosperity. I want to create laws for our benefit, not theirs. Let's be the generation that protect and cherish our senior citizen. Every single person willing to work should be able to get the job training that leads to a better job and earn a living wage that can pay the bills. And let's be the generation that finally, after all these years, tackle our unemployment, pension, and healthcare crisis. So, let me remind you tonight that change will not be easy. Change will take time, but as hard as it may seem, we cannot lose hope, because there are people all across these islands who are counting on us, who can't afford another 4 years without health care and a sustainable pension and decent wage, because our past leaders have ignored them. The choice in this election is not between religion or gender. It is not about rich versus poor, young versus old, and it's not about black versus white. This election is about the past versus the future. It's about whether we want politics of common sense and innovation, a politics of shared sacrifices and shared prosperity. We owe our country a better future. And for all of those who dream of that future tonight, I say, let's begin now. Caymanians, this is our moment. This is our time. Our time to turn the page on the politics of the past. Our time to bring new energy and new ideas to the challenges we face. Our time to offer a new direction for this country that we love. I know the journey will be difficult. The road will be long. I am prepared to face these challenges. I will face these challenges with profound humility and knowledge of my own limitations, but I will also face it with limitless faith in the capacity of the Caymanian people. Ladies and gentlemen, this election is our chance to keep the Caymanian hope alive, because the same party that brought you to where we are today will ask you for a second term. And we are here because we love this country too much to let the next 4 years look just like the last 4. Our government should work for us, not against us. It should help us, not hurt us. It should ensure opportunities for not just for those with the most money and influence, but for every Caymanian who's willing and able to work. Because at this moment, we must restore the confidence of our people and ensure them that our government is on their side, that it's working for them and on their behalf to meet their families' needs. The Cayman Democratic Party is here for Caymanians to strengthen our country, a great country, and to make it as durable and as free as it can be. A Cayman proud of its past, standing tall in the region and confident of its future. Caymanians are saying with uncertainty that they have had enough of the same old debate and they want change. We deserve better. That is why I, along with the Cayman Democratic Party, will dare to bring about these changes. Changes that is now necessary because the country is going nowhere. Because for too long, issues that matter to most Caymanians are yet to be settled. Bodden Tongers are ready for this change. Caymanians are also ready for this change. My friends, I am ready to bring this change so that the people of Bodden Town can have a strong voice in government, and together we are ready for this challenge. This campaign can't only be about me, it must be about us. It must be about what we can do together as a people. This campaign must be the occasion, the vehicle of your hope and your dreams. It will take your time, your energy, and your advice to push us forward when we are doing right and to let us know when we are not. This campaign has to be about regaining the meaning of who we are as a people and restoring our sense of common purpose, and realizing that a few obstacles can withstand the power of a few hundred voices calling for change. That beneath all the differences of faith and religion, race and country, we are one people, and there is power in hope. Together, we can win the next battle for justice, opportunity, and equality. We can win the next battle for better pension, health care, sustainable employment, and a better way of life for all. Ladies and gentlemen, I am hopeful about the future of our island. I have full confidence in the wisdom and initiative of the Cayman Democratic Party and in the hard work, courage, and sacrifice of the Caymanian people. And most of all, I deeply believe in the strength and the attitude of this country. To this end, the Cayman Democratic Party, I'm sure, will work to ensure that all citizens are given the opportunity to provide a decent home and a good quality of life for their families, to take care of our elderly, veterans and seamen, and others who are genuinely in need, to foster robust economic and growth. To foster robust economic growth and development in the Cayman Islands, and to ensure that all Caymanians have an opportunity to benefit. And finally, to protect and build on our proud heritage, our Christian values, and our unique heritage. Together, starting today, let us concentrate and start on the work that needs to be done and usher in a new birth of unity and togetherness. That is why I, Stafford Berry, and Robert Bodden, your candidate for the District of Bodden Town, is asking you to vote for us on May the 24th, 2017. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our ambitions are rooted in the principle that tomorrow must be better than today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and may God bless the Cayman Islands.